What's going on, guys? It's Shane with Blacktop Racing, and we got our special driver here, Lawrence Casey with Casey Designs. So we are in a 2014 Cayman S. That is so buttery. This car is that yellow that is just lovely. Thanks to the WDCR region for letting us drive. We're doing the one takes today, of course. This car has 325 horsepower and actually weighs around 2,900 pounds. Power to weight ratio is over 10. I mean, that is damn good. Yes. And the thing is like the power, although it's the top end power, it still has good torque. So the torque is around 250. I'll put down the numbers down at the bottom. But the thing about this car is that it's classed weird.
Yeah. I mean, they put it in SS. It seems like it might be, not up to the task.
Yeah, especially when big brothers can fit it. You got the GTS,
yes,
which has more horsepower, better handling,
yep,
and then you even got the bigger brother,
yep,
the GT4. Like, get out of here. You're going to let the other Cayman variants that's higher try to battle little bro? And not only that, but you let big bros with the GT3.
Yeah.
You can choose whatever flavor from the current model to the past models. 997, 991s, all of those are in SS. So why are you just trying to bury this class? Bury this car?
It just doesn't seem right. I mean, coming from A Street, I just don't see this car doing it. I mean, we're going to drive it now and see how it feels, but I just don't think it can do it.
And this is the guy to talk to, because what car do you drive?
07 Z06.
And what class?
A Street.
A Street. So this car is in SS. His car is in AS with 500 horsepower.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't forget the 5. So it's 505.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So we're going to try and see how everything is going to pan out. If this car, rightfully so, I think should be bumped down to AS. I know there is an advantage. So with this being mid-engine, and we get a stall.
No, it didn't stall.
Oh, it didn't stall. It's the hill climb.
It's the brake assist on the hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're lucky. We're about to make fun of this guy, this rook.
Please don't.
This rook, this rook. So anyway, for those that don't know about the Cayman, it's the engine is actually sitting down here. It is mid-engine rear-wheel drive. They do not come with a limited slip. The upper models do. The GT4 comes with it. The R did, but the GTS, the S, and the base model do not come with limited slips. This is the NA 3.4 liter.
Wait a minute. Did you say this had an open diff?
This has open diff.
Oh my God. Even another reason that it shouldn't be an SS.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that the way that the suspension worked, people argued whether the R model that had the rear diff was even that much better, because the thing that this car lacks really is front camber. Yeah, so with this car, what settings do you have this car in at the moment?
Obviously traction control off. I don't want this thing helping me any. I mean, although I don't really like the help from the brakes on the hill, obviously. I've got the shocks in sport mode, and what else do I have?
Traction off.
Traction off. There's a shock setting in the sport setting, which is actually kind of adjusts how the pedal feels. So
not power. So do you want that in sport, or do we want to try that off?
I can try that off. What I find is that it's a little easier to drive with it off. It's not so twitchy on exit, so it does help the driver a little bit. Okay. So
what we're going to do, we're going to turn off sport. So since autocrossing is all about those little touches as far as throttle control, we're going to keep that off. Now, when you're on track, a majority of the time you're on or off, so it's not so much about that fine tuning. So we're going to cater to our strengths here.
Yes. All right.
The sharp left, a little
understeer. A little bit of push on that entry there. Oh, yeah.
Seems to rotate nicely on the rear end.
Nice feel. Brakes feel awesome. A little bit of push. Be a little patient. Nice oversteer.
Yeah, the car seems pretty darn balanced. A little pendulum effect.
This feels good.
Whoa. Oh, that's where it does get tricky. Oh, you can tell the lack of camber on some of these sections.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of push there. A little patience.
Hey.
Feels really good in transitions. Let's see how it thresholds.
Yeah, the rear doesn't seem to be kicking out. Now, we aren't going 100% here,
No.
folks. We're trying to get a feel of the car, and then we're going to haul butt next. So if you're like, oh, man, this guy is just taking out the groceries, there's a reason for our madness. Here's this crazy finish, and there we go. All right.
Not bad. Feels very composed.
Yes. It did feel balanced at... So that's about a 7/10 run, just to kind of feel out the dynamics of the car. The car feels pretty balanced. I mean, what's your take on the understeer? Was that very prevalent?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be a little patient on exit. But if you time it right and just wait just a hair, the thing plants the power down and the push is predictable.
Okay, so it's a manageable understeer. How was the on throttle? Was it twitchy at all? It didn't
Not
feel
at
like
all
it.
in this mode at all. I think it was, it's a longer throw, and has good pedal feel, so you can really modulate it and not feel like you're going to overdo it.
Right. Okay.
The car is very well balanced.
Yeah.
I like that it if you're patient with the car, it definitely will do everything you ask it to do. It steps out if you want it to, and that, only going 7/10. I mean, that's a good first impression.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, 63 point something, what was the time that we ran?
Yep.
And that, again, we're just filling out the car. So on this one, we're actually going to see, can this man, after one run, feel comfortable enough to run it at 10/10? And we'll see what happens. Still nice and smooth on
A
throttle.
little push there.
Yeah.
It feels good. Very predictable. Get right on the cones. Definitely
Look
feels
at
good.
that.
Rotates on throttle.
Oh, on throttle as well. That's good. Man, the brakes are stout, boy.
Yeah, this feels good.
No.
Yes!
Oh, of course.
Oh well. I don't
looking
care.
ahead.
What is this mess over here?
Darn
I didn't
CT
see that.
cars.
That's okay.
See how the slalom is?
Oh, this feels good. Oh, so easy to get up this hill.
You can tell the understeer in mid-corner, but it's still manageable.
Yes, definitely.
Here's the tricky part for the finish. And in. So a little bit of shortcut there, but he actually slowed down in that area. So that's a 60.748 approximately on the last digit, if it was an 8 or a 6.
Yeah.
But the car feels pretty good. So what's your take going against your boy, the Z? You think it even has a chance?
No, I don't think so.
And that's in a lower class.
Yes.
So, would you say a strong move towards going AS for this car? I mean, he has the tires.
Yep.
Okay. The tires were warm when we got them.
Yep.
Okay. You've had seat time in this car already. Okay. And we're still over a second. All right. So, somebody that's really used to the car, a lot of seat time in it, has a car, say about another half a second to a second.
Sure.
I mean, you're still not chasing these guys.
No.
So
They're not even close.
Yeah. So, but now the question is, and you haven't he hasn't run in his Corvette yet.
Correct.
So I'll try and put a little annotation down below to see how he runs in his Vet later on today, and see if this car is even close. Because if it's in that half second, 1 second range, then I guess the argument does kind of come up that this car is one of those cars that's too good. Porsche does a damn good job.
Yes.
So then it's a little too good for AS, and then it just garbage for SS because of the big brothers.
Yeah, it just may be that. I mean, it could be in that middle line there that we just can't decide which it's going to go in. You know, an overdog in A or an underdog in SS. I mean, it's. I think it's definitely lacking on a little bit of horsepower, but you can carry it through corners.
Yeah.
And I'm just. Excuse me. I'm just not. I think it's an A Street car, honestly. We will see later on today, but based on how far behind this car was, in SS, Yeah, just not seeing it. It's a fun car to drive. You know, if I were to have a choice, say I own this car and I own my Corvette, and I want to come to this autocross here, I'm going to choose the Corvette.
Mm-hmm. And I think it has a little bit better interior as well.
Yeah, this is
soft touches and everything.
Yeah, this car would be so much more comfortable to drive to work.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, it's definitely a fun car. I could see this car being, you know, a great track car.
Mm-hmm.
I can also see it being a really good autocross car, just not where it's at.
Yeah,
but
that's just about classing. The feel of the car felt good.
Oh,
it was smooth. It was actually really smooth. It wasn't very jerky. The throttle inputs were real nice as far as sometimes the car can buck, but this didn't. So it was very nice and smooth on the power delivery. The steering has that mid-corner understeer. Initial turning was good.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah,
you just have to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, but if you use the rear end on entry, having the mid-engine just kind of swing around, and unloading on the front with some trail braking will also bring it around. There's some ways to compensate it, but it's a different driving style at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same style I would drive my Corvette, or your Miata or anything else. I mean, it's just it does have its own feel, but I think it's a really easy car to jump into and you know, hone your skills and you know, have fun while you're at it. I mean, it's definitely these would be Porsches are definitely on my list.
Yeah,
That's my next car. So and this a beautiful car, fun to drive, easy to drive.
Yep.
And you know, a little harder to get that little bit in the time, but you know, this is definitely a nice car.
Nice. So we're going to leave it at that, folks. Thanks for joining in here. Thanks for Lawrence for driving the car. I actually have a competition run, so I opted out from actually driving. Eric Core, thank you a lot for letting us drive the car. Hopefully you got some good feedback there, that the car, the limits, it has some good limits, but it is limited because of the camber, but you can work around that by just playing around with your driving style. Want to thank Agile Auto for the sponsorship this year, along with Apex Junkie for with all the support with them. So anything else that you want to take away from this?
No, I mean I see you're turning your helmet around. I could turn that around. Yeah, there we go. So, but
we don't get paid for this, folks. We're just doing it for fun and for the people.
Yes,
that's what it's all about. So hopefully you guys with the Caymans come in and you realize, hey, the car has some limitations. However, just playing around with your driving style will definitely allow you to chase some of these cars. Is it the top gunner? No, because you have all the bigger brothers of this variant up there. So have fun, chase your locals and, just beat them up. Just say, yeah, I don't have the car to have them. Just kick them in the nuts when you walk by. Yeah, take that, suckers. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and we will catch you next time. You like my fuzzy?
Peace.
You like my fuzzy? I'm playing with it. Yeah. It's crazy. All right, take care.
Take it easy.